Uh, so was a good weekend. We're still struggling offensively, but what's pretty neat about this team is, and I mentioned this earlier in preseason. Like last year, a lot of only like one team for pretty much the whole season had a winning record on the road. We seem jittered when we go to away gyms and struggle. So regardless of win or loss, the jitters would make a difference. And so this weekend I thought we were really good. Like our mistakes weren't because of being in another gym, and mistakes weren't being because we're on the road or whatnot. We seem to handle things pretty well. Cameron's done a great job with crowd environment, and it was a pretty good sized crowd, and the gym gets loud very fast, and we just seemed to just handle it. So it was more about volleyball. So that was a positive. The things that we need to work on is we're getting our defense is doing so good that we're getting quality opportunities, and we're misfiring either with our second contact, which is the setters, or our third contact, which is the attack. Part of that has to do with injuries, but the other part is just the growth. So overall, really good because of how we handled being on the road.
A lot of coaches don't kind of pay attention to setting records and stuff. Did you even know you got win 400?
Did not know. Did not know until my assistant came up and gave me a handshake after the game, and everybody was. Someone gave me a volleyball, and I was like, "Why are we taking a volleyball from Midwestern?" So I didn't know till then. So, and because as you do this long enough, you sort of this job is very humbling, and so you just the very next week things can change. So did not know.
You have any extended thoughts on it overall, or feelings about it, or just kind of like you said, next game up?
Well, next game up, I actually, because the road trip home, I downloaded Friday Night Lights, and is it Gary Gaines?
Yes.
He has a saying with the quarterback when he was driving after a game. He's like, the difference between wins and losses is basically how the outside world sees you, and there's a lot of truth to that. But you do this long enough, it's just humbling. Some old players texted me, and it was just neat, just humbling. You don't do it, your players get the W's for you. So the more you do this, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, it's very humbling because how much of it is you, and then how much of it is it just a lot of fortune with great players.
Looking forward, looking forward to me. I was about to say the same thing. Looking forward to this weekend. This was a big weekend last year, and you could argue that it was the two games that put you in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So now having these games so early, you just talk about both of them for us.
Yeah, so going off of what I said about our weekend with Cameron and Midwestern, we're just going to do some skill days today and tomorrow, and just relax and get a lot of reps, call them high rep single focus stuff on things that we struggle with. And then we'll watch a lot of film, and then Wednesday we'll start getting it going. We want to, again, capitalize on these kids being a little bit more even keel mentally. And yes, it's a big weekend, and we're looking forward to competing and getting those W's. But like you also said, it's early in the year, and we need to make sure that we keep focusing on developing because we had a lot of matches afterwards. So we're just trying to balance it. So for the next 2 days, bunch of film and just bunch of reps at getting some stuff and seeing if we can get increase our depth chart.
Is there a difference? Because as you talked about, these games last year were kind of late, and you kind of knew where you stood as related to region standings. But now, I mean, it's still super early, so anything could happen overall in the conference.
Anything can happen, and right now we still don't know what's going on. I don't think many people thought about Eastern, but they're looking good. And Commerce was up 2-0 on Angelo, and Angelo came back, and Western New Mexico beat Kingsville at Kingsville. And so right now I just think things are shaking out. The first 2 weeks show that there's a lot of potential, but as the season normalizes, I don't think we're there yet. So you're right. I think it's all up in the air, but we're excited. Just the biggest thing is this weekend the players showed that mentally they seem to handle the ebb and flow better and the pressure. So we're going to tie into that, and just the next 2 days we're going to highlight what we struggle with individually for each player, and we're going to give them a chance just to get a lot of reps to fix it, and then we'll get to team concepts on Wednesday.